Danny, did you know that the importance of the vice president, because of the importance of being the vice president, is something that we need to recognize, that being the vice president is something notable. And because the vice president is important, we must always recognize the vice president as being important. Did you know that?
I have a bad feeling that that's a quote. Am I right? Are you not just making that up? Is that really a quote?
Kamala. I'm just channeling. I'm just going off script. Anyway, back on script.
That could have been a quote. She has said stuff like that in the past.
If you go back, you can Google it. But that's my point. So I'm going back when Joe was in the speech. He said Vice President Trump regarding, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump, referring to Kamala. So again, and he didn't catch that one, did he? He did not catch. He did not stop and catch that one. So what does that do regarding confidence by our allies regarding Joe Biden's Bengay smelling fingers being on the nuclear trigger?
Yeah, I can tell you, I mean, very graphically so. Viktor Orban used to be that NATO would just fall in line behind, and I mean all of NATO would fall in line behind whatever the United States said. And now you see Viktor Orban saying, pound sand, dude, I'm off the grid here with you guys. I'm doing what makes sense for my country and even for Europe. And so he's on this independent path. He didn't care what anybody else is saying, definitely doesn't care what the White House is saying. And he's doing something that actually has a chance of success if enough people follow him. And you've already seen Slovakia, Bulgaria, and Turkey are on his side so far. And I think that number could grow if things keep deteriorating on the battlefield.
Well, let's flip that, because according to Joe Biden, NATO has never been stronger because we have more nations that have joined. And oh, by the way, he talked to Erdogan in Turkey and convinced him, oh boy, NATO growing is a good idea. Do you think NATO growing is a good idea?
Yeah, let's go back a little bit before these first two, because they want to make it sound like and Biden actually said this on one of the interviews. I think it was with Stephanopoulos, or maybe it was one afterwards, where he said, Putin wanted the Finlandization of Ukraine, but instead he got the NATOization of Finland and all this stuff like this. So now it's bigger and it backfired on him. But has it backfired on him or us? I go back actually to the mighty Montenegrins, why we expanded NATO in that. The only time you should move a NATO or any military alliance bigger is if there's a benefit to you and the others to do it. There's no benefit to the United States, certainly not to Montenegro, with whether they have like a battalion of combat power or whatever. And now it's just added another Article 2 risk to our side. And so that's the same thing here. We've added a lot of strategic risk and gained nothing for the alliance. We're not any stronger than we were before. We just added more risk. So I think that it's a downside to us, not a benefit.